Welcome to TFN Smart Trading Action Alert. I'm Laura Cadden. Polycrystalline silicon, or polysilicon, is a key component of the manufacture of integrated circuits and central processing units, as well as most solar panels. Runaway demand has caused an exponential increase in polysilicon prices, which in turn is threatening the profit margins of companies involved in the production of solar panels. Many of these rising companies are now implementing other technologies to reduce their reliance on the material. But if the recent jumps in the stock values of suppliers are any indication, polysilicon continues to be vital to solar energy and in high demand. I've invited Red Zone Profits Ian Cooper to tell us about the effect the diminishing polysilicon supply will have on the industry, and to hear about a small but promising supplier he's found, currently priced at just around $10, that Wall Street has overlooked so far. So Ian, just how serious is this decreasing supply of polysilicon on the solar industry?
Global demand is not slowing in the face of $88 oil. You know, oil just hit $88 yesterday. Unfortunately, polysilicon companies are not making enough of the product to meet that growing demand. And unless that demand is met, companies like First Solar, which traded at 151 times earnings and 41 times sales, have valuations that are unsustainable. That demand and supply issue has already sent the price of polysilicon to $70, which is double what it was 3 years ago.
And what kind of a role is China playing in this increased demand?
Well, if you look at China, right ahead of the summer of the 2008 Olympics, we're already seeing increased demand. 40 million Chinese households use solar power, which depends currently, and that depends on polysilicon. According to reports, 80 to 90% of the streetlights that you'll see around the Chinese Olympics will be run by solar power. That's another thing that's going to depend on polysilicon. And then 90% of the water that will be heated for the Olympics will be solar heated. So, you know, plus all that, plus the global demand, plus the usage of polysilicon and solar companies right here in the United States.
Now, both you and Nick Hodge of Green Chip Stocks, he was on my show last week, have recommended companies, solar energy companies, that are moving away from polysilicon in their solar panels, yet you still think this demand's not going to ease anytime soon. No,
absolutely not. There's still very strong demand, like I said, with China. Right. You have $88 oil. You have very strong demand from the United States. The other companies that we could look at are those involved with dirty metallurgical grade silicon. You have photovoltaic products. And you also have concentrating solar, which uses mirrors to concentrate sunlight to heat things. But the problem with some of those are reliability issues and the high cost issues. We're not likely to see a lessening of demand for polysilicon. China Synergy in Q2 warned that it would cut into profit margins. We already saw companies like MEMC, which started out at $1 and then raced to $45. In 1 year, raced from $45 to $65 within a year on polysilicon demand and supply alone.
Now, when I was doing the research for this interview, I saw that MEMC, as well as 6 other companies, control, 75% of the global production of polysilicon?
Hemlock, Wacker, Renewable Energy Corporation, MEMC that we talked about, Mitsubishi are some of those companies. Those are some of the top ones that we're watching.
75% of global production. Now, yet you've discovered a promising supplier that's only trading around $10 per share, kind of a small guy in this new realm.
$10 a share. They recently signed contracts with Sanyo and Expertise Water. Over the last year alone, they've signed $600 million in deals with these 2 companies, as well as another one. They're right now in a 6-month coiled spring. We expect to see further breakout. They have a facility opening in Idaho. Once that opens, and once we get word of secured financing, this could be a $20 stock within a year's time.
No kidding. Yeah. So can I get you to write up some information on that and put it on our website for our viewers? Wonderful. Thanks for being on the show.
Thanks for having me.
We'll add this report to the TaipanFinancialNews.com website. Just look under the Investment Strategies section for this and other valuable investment and trading information. To learn more about Ian's trading research service, Red Zone Profits, go to www.redzoneprofits.com. Please join us next week for another opportunity for profits on TFN Smart Trading Action Alert. For Ian Cooper and Taipan Financial News, I'm Laura Cadden.